These 8 useful English words will boost your everyday fluency and your IELTS, TOEFL, or Cambridge score. And you won't just memorize them. You'll meet each one inside the story, feel what it means, then prove you caught it. That's how your brain keeps them for good. Sami had 3 pounds, one summer afternoon, and one impossible goal: to win the giant stuffed lion at the ring toss stall for his little sister's birthday. Every other child who tried had walked away with nothing. By sunset, Sami would walk away with the lion, but not in any way he could have expected. The fair filled the town park every August, and the brightest, loudest stall of all was Bert's ring toss. It was a wall of gaudy color, flashing bulbs, painted bottles, and prizes hung in long rows. And there, on the very top shelf, sat an enormous stuffed lion, golden and grinning. That giant lion lured every child at the fair, yet the gaudy stall kept their coins and gave the lion to no one. Sami wanted that lion more than anything in the world. His sister Mina turned 6 on Sunday, and she loved lions more than the whole world. He counted his coins, marched up to the stall, and paid for his rings. 1 throw, 2, 3. Each ring sailed toward the bottles and bounced straight off with a hollow clack. The big prize stayed up on its shelf, grinning down at him. He tried again and again. Bert, the gruff old showman, took his coins without a word and handed him more rings. Every single throw missed. Soon Sami had only 1 pound left, and the lion, the prize he had come for, felt as far away as the moon. The bright stall had lured him in, just as it lured everyone, and emptied his pockets for nothing. Close to tears, Sami stepped back from the stall to think, and instead of throwing, he began to observe. He watched child after child step up and lose, exactly as he had. But then, once in a long while, somebody won. And Sami watched those rare winners very, very closely. He observed that the winners did not do what everyone else did. The losers all threw the same way. A big, hopeful arc through the air so the ring hit a bottle from the side and bounced off. But the winners did something different. They tossed the ring almost flat and low, with a gentle spin so that it floated down and dropped straight over a bottle's neck from above. It was not luck at all. It was a technique, a quiet, clever technique that the loud, gaudy stall was built to hide. Sami had 1 pound and 1 chance left. A wiser boy might have saved his last coin. But Sami had not come this far to give up now, and so he persisted. He paid for his final 3 rings, took a slow breath, and pictured the flat, low floating throw he had watched the winners make. He would persist to his very last ring, for Mina. The first ring he threw the new way bounced off, but only just. The second slid across a bottle top and fell, and the third, thrown flat and gentle with the smallest spin, floated through the air, dropped softly down, and settled perfectly over the neck of the prize bottle. The bell rang out across the fair. Sami had won. He stood there, triumphant and shaking, the most triumphant he had ever felt in his whole life. Bert the showman stared at the ring resting on the bottle as if he could not believe his own eyes. In 20 years, he muttered, almost no one had ever cracked his stall and taken the top prize. He reached up, lifted down the enormous golden lion, and placed it carefully into Sami's arms. "Who taught you that throw, lad?" he asked, half cross and half amazed. "Nobody," said Sami. "I just watched." Something in the gruff old man softened. "And who's the big fellow for?" he asked. "My little sister," Sami said. "She turns 6 on Sunday. She loves lions." Bert looked at him for a long moment. Then, without a word, he reached under his counter, pulled out a small, soft lion cub toy, and tucked it into Sami's pocket. "For the birthday girl," he said gruffly. "Now go on before I change my mind." Sami carried the giant lion home through the warm evening, the little cub safe in his pocket, and he would never forget Mina's face when she saw the 2 of them. He had walked into that fair with 3 pounds and no chance at all. He walked out with the impossible prize, not because he was lucky and not because he was rich, but because when everyone else had thrown and missed and given up, Sami had stopped and watched and refused to quit. Now, and did you catch all 8? Let's find out. A noun for a small booth or stand at a market or fair. Think of a wooden counter where a trader sells fruit or runs a game. Bert ran the ring toss one of these, the loudest at the whole fair. Sami marched up to the bright what and paid for his rings.
The word is stall.
She bought fresh strawberries from a fruit stall at the market. A noun for a reward you win in a game or contest. Think of the gold medal a champion lifts high above their head. The giant golden lion was the top one of these at the stall. The big what stayed up on its shelf just out of his reach.
The word is prize.
She won first prize in the school's big painting competition. A verb meaning to watch carefully and notice the small details. It's what a scientist does, watching closely and noting what happens. Instead of throwing, Sami stepped back to do this to the winners. He began to do watch carefully, exactly how the rare winners threw their rings.
The word is observe.
The students sat quietly to observe the bees at work in the hive. A verb meaning to tempt and draw someone in with something tempting. It's what bait on a hook does to a hungry, circling fish. The giant lion did this to every child who walked past the stall. The bright stall would do what? Tempt players in and empty their pockets? The word is lure. Bright lights and music lure tourists into the little side streets. A verb meaning to keep going and refuse to quit despite failure. It's what a runner does, pushing on when their legs are screaming. With only one coin left, Sami chose to do this rather than give up. He would do what? Keep trying, to his very last ring for his little sister.
The word is persist.
If you persist with your training, you will soon see real results. A noun for a clever, skilled method of doing something well. It's the exact way a diver folds their body for the perfect splash. The rare winners used a special one of these to land their rings. He copied the winner's flat, low-throwing what with his last rings?
The word is technique.
She has perfected the technique of making fresh bread by hand. An adjective meaning brightly over the top, flashy, and a bit tacky. Think of a jacket so bright and busy it almost hurts your eyes. Bert's stall was exactly this, a loud wall of clashing color. The what kind of stall was built to dazzle players and hide its secret?
The word is gaudy.
The room was full of gaudy gold furniture and bright purple walls. An adjective meaning thrilled and proud at having won a great victory. Think of a team lifting the cup, roaring after a hard-won final. When the bell rang and the ring held, Sami felt exactly this. He stood there, shaking. And what? Thrilled at winning, the proudest he had ever been.
The word is triumphant.
The team made a triumphant return home with the championship cup. Quick recap. How many do you still remember?
Stall. Prize. Observe.
Lure.
Persist. Technique. Gaudy. Triumphant.
A new English story every day. Subscribe and learn useful words the way your brain actually keeps them. Inside a story you won't forget.